Good evening. I'm Devin Bartolotta with this election night update. We are getting our first results of the evening. Polls closed about 45 minutes ago. The most closely watched races are, of course, the special elections for two of the state's congressional seats. Voters in parts of the viewing area cast ballots for the seats formerly held by Cedric Richmond and Luke Letlow. Let's take a look at the early numbers that we are getting right now. We do have some of them coming in. We have early voting numbers as well. And also with us tonight here's a look at the 5th District congressional race. This is Julia Letlow, Sandra Kristoff, and Chad Connerly. And I do believe that we are ready to call that race. We're going to go now to Eyewitness News political analyst Clancy Dubose. Hi, Clancy.
Hi, Devin. Yeah, we're ready to call that race now because Dr. Julia Letlow, the widow of the late Congressman-elect Luke Letlow, who won this seat in November outright and then tragically contracted COVID and died before he could take office. But Dr. Julia Letlow is going to win this race tonight, as many expected. She ran a very strong campaign. She had all of the endorsements, all of the major endorsements, no significant Republican opposition in a district that is heavily Republican. It includes all of Northeast Louisiana from Arkansas all the way down along the Mississippi River and then over to Bogalusa. So it's a sprawling district, something like 24 or 25 parishes. And we have early votes from all but one of those parishes and about 22% of the vote in, and she's topping 60%. And the district is fairly homogeneous. So it's not too soon to project that Dr. Julia Letlow is going to win that seat tonight with somewhere around 60% or possibly even a little more of the vote.